episode of the N1 Podcast. And before I start, I'd like to let y'all know about Stadium Rant. Link will be in the description. My Instagram will also be in the description, and1_podcast, and the Twitter, and1podcast23. So, with this week's basketball talk, I do have something on my mind, but before I get to that topic, I like to go over the standings currently in the NBA. I'm going to start off with the Eastern Conference, with the Cleveland Cavaliers being number one still, being 52-10. The Celtics are 44-18. The Knicks are 40-21. The Bucks are 36-25. The Pacers are 35-25. The Pistons are 35-28. The Heat are 29-32. The Magic are 29-34. The Hawks are 28-34. The Bulls are 24-38. The Nets are 21-40. The Sixers are 21-40. The Raptors are 20-42. The Hornets are 14-47. And finally, the Wizards are 12-49. Now for the Western Conference, the Thunder are 51-11. The Lakers are 39-21. The Nuggets are 40-22. The Grizzlies are 38-24. The Rockets are 37-25. The Warriors are 34-28. The Timberwolves are 35-29. The Clippers are 33-29. The Kings are 32-29. The Mavericks are 32-31. The Suns are 29-33. The Blazers are 28-35. The Spurs are 26-34. The Pelicans are 17-45. And the Jazz are 15-47. Now, I do have a lot on my mind, but first, I like to say prayers up for Kyrie Irving. Recently, he tore his ACL. That's sad because Kyrie, one of the most skilled player of all time. Not the best, but he is the most skilled player to ever play the game of basketball. One of the most exciting players to watch. And seeing him go down with that ACL tear, especially with a career of injuries, the injuries that he's had over his career, not really having like full seasons worth of playing time. But it's sad, man. It's sad, especially the fact that they lost Anthony Davis as soon as he got there. Now they lost Kyrie. People say that Anthony Davis shouldn't even play anymore. They might as well just let him rest for the rest of the season and trade him away. But Kyrie won't be eligible for a max contract anymore because of that ACL tear. And knowing ACL tears, we know how bad these injuries are. He's going to be out for next season as well. Luckily, he got injured earlier, which is like the middle of the season. So maybe by next March, maybe by next April, Kyrie could be healthy again. But, still prayers up to Kyrie Irving, prayers up to his family, all of that stuff, because that ACL tears, that is one of the worst injuries in sports. Not even just in basketball, in sports, an ACL tear is one of the worst injuries to receive. And the fact that Kyrie is in his early to mid 30s now, like you're on the back end, he's on the back end of his career, and he got an ACL tear. That's not good at all, because now he's going to come back. I'm not going to say he's not going to be a great player anymore, but a lot of his quickness, a lot of his speed is going to go away. But what I truly want to talk about, I want to talk about how NBA stars these days, the young stars of today, they don't get the respect that they deserve. And recently, I was just scrolling through YouTube and I saw a First Take clip, and they were talking about, is Jason Tatum underappreciated? Because Jason Tatum himself said that he's underappreciated. And I'm not gonna lie, I've given a lot of smack and slack on Jason Tatum. I have criticized Jason Tatum a lot, and it's not because I hate Jason Tatum. I don't hate Jason Tatum. I believe he's one of the best players in the league. When healthy, he's the best player at his position. When healthy, he could be the best small forward / power forward in the league. But the thing is, it's just, I guess Jason Tatum just doesn't appease to us, and that's sad. That is sad. I'm gonna make a comparison right now. And this is not throwing any shade. All right. I believe that Jason Tatum today is the current day Tim Duncan. And here's why I say that. Tim Duncan back in his prime was one of the best players in the league, but nobody really cared about Tim Duncan's playstyle because his playstyle wasn't so eye-popping. His personality wasn't so eye-popping. That's the same thing with Jason Tatum today. Jason Tatum, he is one of the best players in the league. He is one of the best players at his position, if not the best player at his position when healthy. And yet we don't care. I say we as the media, as the fans, we don't care. Unless you're a Boston fan, most people don't really care about Jason Tatum like that. It's crazy. It's really crazy, bro. Like Jason Tatum is only 26 years old and he's got a championship. 26, 27 years old, he's got a championship. He's the first player in Boston Celtics history to average 30 points per game. Nobody has ever done that before Jason Tatum. Not Bird, not Isaiah Thomas, not Bill Russell, not Kevin McHale, not Paul Pierce, not Kate. Literally, Jason Tatum is the first Boston Celtics player to average 30 points per game in a season, bro. And yet we just sweep that under the rug and pretend that didn't even exist. Tatum is a multiple first team All NBA player, multiple time All Star. He got benched in the Olympics. I still like I give Boston a lot of hate. I don't like Boston. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't like Boston. I'm not a fan of Boston at all. But I'm not gonna ignore the skill. I'm not gonna ignore the greatness that's in Jason Tatum. Being benched in the Olympics is crazy work. Very, very crazy. When you could have ran multiple different types of lineups, especially with the players that you had. You had so many wings. That's the problem. There were so many wings on that team. Of course, Jason Tatum probably wasn't going to find any playing time, but I think he could have found some playing time. You could have put certain guys on the bench. You could have had LeBron resting a little bit. Curry could have been resting a little bit. I don't know. Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, they could have been resting a little bit. So Jason Tatum could touch the floor. He barely touched the floor in the Olympics, and the final two games, he didn't touch the floor. The final game he didn't play. The second to last game, I believe he didn't play either. So that the hate for Jason Tatum, I don't even want to say it's hate. It's more disrespect. Jason Tatum has really been disrespected a lot. And again, I'm gonna be honest. I've given a lot of criticism to Jason Tatum as well, mainly due to my bias against the Celtics. But Jason Tatum doesn't really deserve all of that dislike. Jason Tatum doesn't deserve all that disrespect. We got to value Jason Tatum more. And it's not just Jason Tatum. It's the young stars in the league in general. About a week and a half ago, LeBron talked about how Anthony Edwards, like how he reacts to Anthony Edwards not wanting to be the face of the league, and it's true. What the NBA truly is the most disrespected league in the country. Nobody, like I don't see any other sports get this much disrespect. Now, granted, the players in the NBA are the most spoiled athletes in the country. I ain't gonna lie, they really are the most spoiled. But the NBA also is the most disrespected and the most hated on league in the country for real. And recently, a lot of guys, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of players, they've been talking about it. Former players, media person, like they've been talking about how young stars they don't get the credit that they deserve. They get a lot of hate, and it's true. Look at Anthony Edwards, bro. Anthony Edwards, he said it himself. He doesn't want to be the face of the league, and it's true. I don't think he should. If he doesn't want it, then he let's not prop him up. We compare Anthony Edwards to Michael Jordan. Why? Because he's a shooting guard. He can score on all three levels of the floor, and he's hyper athletic, and he's a great defender. That's why. If Anthony Edwards wasn't hyper athletic, the Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant comparisons wouldn't be there. If Anthony Edwards wasn't an all-time, I won't say all-time, if he wasn't an all-NBA level defender, we wouldn't talk about Anthony Edwards at the same. No, we wouldn't. Let's just be honest. The only reason why is because we're very nostalgic about how Michael Jordan used to play, how Kobe Bryant used to play, that we're putting all these unrealistic, all these terrible and unfair expectations on Anthony Edwards. And it's not fair. It's really not fair. The guy ain't even 25 yet. He ain't even reached his prime yet, and yet we're comparing him to Michael Jordan. I've mentioned something like this a while ago, probably like a few years ago or something like that. But it's not fair that young players coming into the league get all of these unrealistic expectations and all of these comparisons to all-time greats. It just puts a lot of pressure on them. I'm not saying that Anthony Edwards feels a lot of pressure, but all I'm saying is you got guys that are like 21, 22 in the league, 23 years old. You got guys that are coming into the league at 19 years old, and yet they're getting compared to guys like Vince Carter. They're getting compared to Larry Bird. They're getting compared to, let's say they're getting compared to Dr. J. They're getting compared to Michael Jordan. They're getting compared to LeBron. They're getting compared to all of these all-time greats, and yet They barely even played any professional basketball yet. They either barely played or they haven't played any professional basketball yet. You don't know what the future holds. We don't know. We gotta stop putting all of these unrealistic expectations on these young guys, because now when you say, oh, so and so is gonna be the next Allen Iverson, and he doesn't show that Allen Iverson potential, now he's a bust. Now he's trash. He's not a great player. Oh, he can't be the face of the league. Bro, we can't compare. Like, why does somebody have to be the next Vince Carter? Why can't they be the first insert name of whatever player? Like, it's okay to have certain like aspects of another player. It's okay to be inspired by other players, but just flat out saying, oh, he's gonna be the next insert name of all time great, that's not fair. That really isn't fair. And when they don't live up to those expectations, now we call them a bust. Now we call them not good. Now, I'm not saying that's the position Anthony Edwards is in, but I don't think it's fair that we compare him to Michael Jordan. And even himself, he said, I'm not Michael Jordan. He's not. He's not Jordan. And I don't think it's fair that we compare him to Jordan when even him himself saying he doesn't like the comparison because he knows that he won't be able to reach it. It's not impossible. It really isn't. But he doesn't believe that he can reach the same stratosphere as Michael Jordan, and that's okay. He can still be an all-time great at the end of his career without needing to reach that Michael Jordan, that LeBron, that Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar stratosphere. He can still be an all-time great without needing all of that. We got guys in the NBA that are out here averaging 30 points per game. Like last season, all the top 5 scorers last season all averaged 30 points per game. And yet we look at the negatives of the league. And again, I fought for this. I fell for this too. And I'm going to be honest. I got to be more positive about the NBA myself. I love the game. I love basketball. I love the NBA. I really do. And sometimes the players really do get on my nerves, especially the spoiled mentality that they have. But the NBA isn't just about the bad things. There are great things that happen in the NBA. There really are. Last night, as of this recording, Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, they combined for 84 points. They dropped 40. Both of them, they're the first Celtics duo to drop 40 points. Who would have thought that the two best role players on the team combined for 80 plus points? Both of them dropped 40. Both of them, the first Celtics duos to drop 40 points in a single game. Not Larry Bird and Kevin McHale or Larry Bird and Dennis Johnson. Not Bill Russell and Sam Jones or Bill Russell and Bob Cousy. Not Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. Not Paul Pierce and Ray Allen. Not Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen. Not Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. No, Peyton Pritchard and Derek White. Now, again, do I like the Celtics form of basketball with all the threes that they shoot? No, I really don't. But we can't ignore it. We can't ignore the success that they're having with it. We can't ignore the fact that they're very dominant. They don't have multiple superstars. They're not a super team. They really aren't a super team. They're just I hate to say it, but they're just a really, really good basketball team. They're just a great like literally, if they win another championship, I hope not. But if they win another championship this season, this is the beginning of their dynasty. Man, we got guys like Giannis who's 30 only. He's only 30. He got drafted in 2013 and he's only 30 years old. We got guys like SGA. We got guys like Jokic. We got Wembanyama. We got Luka. We got Luka. And yet none of them are projected to be the face of the league. Notice how all of these players that I've said are all international players. Now, I'm not saying Wembanyama is all the way up there, but hopefully if he gets better from them blood clots, he's going to be up there in like 2 years. But notice that all of those international players that I have said, they're considered as one of, if not the best players in the league. All right. So I get it. They're international players. I understand that, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's an international player, whether it's an American born player. Like you need to have a face of the league. Like, bro, it's with every sport. Now I don't watch baseball, but Shohei Ohtani, I believe he's the face of the MLB. You got Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the face of the NFL. Now, I really don't know anything about hockey. I think it's Sidney Crosby. I don't know. I don't watch hockey. Golf, it's been Tiger Woods for the longest time. Tennis, for females at least, it's been Serena Williams. Men, I have no idea. But look, when LeBron retires, who's going to be the face of the league? When Curry retires, when KD retires, when Harden, when Westbrook, all of these guys that we grew up watching in the early to mid 2000s, in the early to mid 2010s, these guys are getting old. These guys are on the back ends of their career, and yet we are still living in the fact that, oh well, we're still talking about these guys. Why are we still talking about them when there are young guys in the league right now, like Anthony Edwards, who's doing all of these great things, and instead we're comparing them to guys that played 30 plus years ago, to guys that played 20 years ago? Why? Why can't we just acknowledge how great they are without needing to compare? You like we can say, oh, this is like Jordan like, this is Vince Carter like, this is LeBron like, but not straight up, oh, yeah, this is Jordan 2.0. This is Larry Bird 2.0. No. These guys, these all-time greats are one of a kind. There's never going to be another Michael Jordan. Even with Kobe, bro. Kobe is like the closest player to Michael Jordan. And even him, he's not Michael Jordan. There's never going to be another Vince Carter. There's never going to be another LeBron. There's never going to be another Allen Iverson. No matter how much we want to compare these current players to players of the past, it's just not, bro. Like we are just so like just blinded by the past that we can't even see just how great certain players are today. As I said earlier, literally last season, bro, just last season, the top 5 scorers in the league, points per game wise, were all averaging at least 30 points per game. 20 years ago, you only got like one guy doing that. Only one guy. It was rare to find somebody averaging 30 points per game that easily, bro. Yeah, guys like Michael Jordan, Kobe, Iverson, that was it, bro. Like when the league was slower paced, that's it. You just had those top notch bona fide scorers. Nowadays, dropping 30 is like dropping 20 points back then, bro. And look at all the handles that these players have. The handles, the speed, the athleticism that guys have today. And yet we're so caught up in the past that we're blinded. We are just blinded because we want guys to remind us about how great certain guys were, like Michael Jordan or Kobe or LeBron or Allen Iverson or Vince Carter. I keep bringing these players up because those are just all time greats, because that's what it seems like the media wants. We got to boost these guys up to remind us of the guys from the past. No. What about setting up for the future, bro? What about setting up guys for the future? Let's think about this, bro. Like 10 years ago. 10 years ago was the 2014-2015 season, right? Curry won MVP. Okay. So right now I'm looking at the MVP ladder. Curry, Harden was the runner-up. LeBron, Westbrook, AD, Chris Paul, LaMarcus Aldridge, right? So these are the guys that were MVP candidates. 23 points per game for Curry, 27 for Harden, 25 for LeBron, 28 points per game for Westbrook, 24 points per game for Anthony Davis, right? Like back this is back then, right? This is just 2014, 2015. And now points per game isn't the only stat that determines MVP. Team record, also just everything that you do on the floor. Did you contribute to the wins? All of that stuff, right? But if you just look at these guys' stat lines, right? Arguably, you could say Harden, LeBron, Westbrook, maybe even AD as well. Those were the only other guys that had a true, like, I would say, a true argument for MVP. Maybe even Chris Paul. Those were the only guys that really had an argument for MVP. Looking at right now, the MVP tracker for right now, Jokic is the favorite to win it. Then you got SGA, you got Giannis, you got Tatum, Karl Anthony Towns, Evan Mobley, right? Now, again, points per game isn't the only stat line. I'm only using points per game just to give you an idea of just how much better guys are at scoring the ball and just how much more skilled the NBA is today. So you got guys like Jokic. Jokic is averaging 28 right now. Shea is averaging 32. Giannis is averaging 30. Tatum is averaging 26. Karl Anthony Towns is averaging 24. Now you see the difference? Like you got two guys right here. Two guys right here that are averaging 30 points per game. Not a single guy from 2015 was averaging 30 points per game. So like that right there, that's a 10-year difference. You already got two guys on the MVP tracker this season that's averaging 30 points per game. And now let's keep going. Let's look at Jokic, 28, 10 assists, 12. He's averaging a triple-double. Jokic is averaging a triple-double. We only know Westbrook and Dr. J. Those are the only guys to average a triple-double at point guards. Now we got a center averaging a triple-double. A center getting 10 assists per game, bro. And yet, wait, bro, come on, bro. Come on. To keep going on Jokic. Jokic is shooting he's shooting 43% from three. 43% from three. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's averaging 37% from three. Karl Anthony Towns, 42% from three. Tatum, 35% from three. Giannis isn't a three-point shooter, so I'm not even going to bring up his three-point percentage. Giannis is shooting 60% from the field, bro. 60%. Like, yo, why aren't we talking about this? Why aren't we giving them props? We got Jokic averaging 57% from the field. You can argue that Jokic is taking interior shots, but I already gave you his three-point percentage. He's shooting 43% from three. He's taking 4 threes a game. So it's not like he's taking 0.5 threes. No, he's taking threes. All right. And he's still averaging damn near 50. He's damn near averaging 60% from the field. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, this year's free throw merchant, as we like to call him. I don't know why he's not averaging that many free throws per game, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is taking 21 shots a game and he's shooting 52% from the field, bro. 52. We like to call Shai a free throw merchant. He's only taking 9 free throws a game. Y'all know what James Harden was doing in 2018, bro. Y'all know what James Harden was taking like 11 free throws a game. Y'all got to stop with this free throw merchant allegations on Shai. Y'all got to chill with that. But seriously, bro, like these guys these days are not getting the props that they deserve, man. They really don't. And again, I fell for the trap too. I'll be honest, I fell for the trap. I've just said nothing but negativity about the league. And it's not even because I hate the league. It's because I love the league and I want to see the league become better. But if we keep spewing negativity about the NBA, it's not going to become better. It's just going to be a league that everybody likes to trash upon. Now, again, granted, these players are spoiled as hell. A lot of players don't like to play the games. A lot of players like to sit out, do this and do that. They like to act like celebrities and not put in the work. But there are other guys that are doing it. And there are guys that we are seeing just playing at a phenomenal level, and we're not giving them props. We are just reminiscing about the past. We are comparing guys to the past, and we are not just opening our eyes to seeing how skilled players are today. We're not opening our eyes to see who could be the next face of the league. Instead, we're still talking about LeBron on ESPN. I am a LeBron fan. I am a Bron sexual at heart. I don't care what anybody says. But there is no reason why ESPN needs to constantly go after LeBron James, whether it's positive, whether it's negative. The man is 40 years old. This is the oldest player in the league. We need to let go of giving LeBron the face of the league the face of the league props. We got to find a new guy, because when LeBron is gone, when Harden, when Curry, when KD, when Westbrook, CP3, all of these guys that we grew up watching, when they're gone, who's going to elevate the league? Who's going to be that front runner to elevate the league? Who's going to be the face of the league? What type of league do you have if you don't even have a face? It makes no sense. But yet, nobody wants to prop him up. Nobody's propping him up, bro. Like, it got to the point where Anthony Edwards is like, yeah, I ain't going to be no face of the league. I ain't going to do that. Like, I don't blame him. Because if you get criticized for every little thing that you do, if you get criticized because you don't remind somebody of Michael Jordan or LeBron or Kobe Bryant, why would you want to be the face of the league? It's just sad that like we definitely are taking these young guys for granted. We are, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. All of us, fans, media, everybody, we are taking these young guys for granted. Like, if you weren't a fan of the team, it's like yeah, so and so exists. Yeah. Bro, we got to do better. We got to prop these guys up. Being top in jersey sales is nice and all, but But we aren't pushing these guys. We aren't pushing them to be the face of the league. We aren't making it like the media isn't making them want to do it. Like it's just like, okay, here it is. Face of the league. Go ahead. There you go. That's it. That's all they do. Like, bro, like it should mean something. Like these guys should be fighting for it. They should be wanting to be the face of the league. Some guys just don't want to do. Some guys just want to hoop. I see Anthony Edwards as a KD. Like, he's just like KD. Like he just want to hoop and that's it. But like, bro, guys just don't want it because it's just constant negativity. It's constant just bashing. Just I don't know how many times I gotta say it. Like I'm just repeating myself at this point, but I gotta make the point. It's true. It really is true. Ain't nobody trying to be the face of a league that's just constantly being bashed upon. That's just constantly spewing negativity. That's it. I'm not. I wouldn't want to be if I was one of the best players in the league. I wouldn't want to be the face of the league if all I'm getting is, oh, you don't remind me of an all time great. Oh, so and so isn't doing this right. So and so isn't doing that right. So no, he can't be the face of the league. Yeah, he got the swagger. He got the personality. He got the skills too. But like, yeah, nah. I mean, like, bro, come on, bro. You got the swagger. You got the skill set. Okay, then. Why not? Why not? Oh, well, he's a great player, but he's kind of boring. So what if he's boring, bro? He's putting the ball in the hoop. He's defending well. He's bringing his team to victory. Whatever, it doesn't matter, right? I'm just saying that just to say it, but it's just, bro, come on. We need to do better, bro. Fans, media, everybody, we players alike too. We got to do better, man. Because, bro, most of the viewers of the NBA, most viewers of sports are casual fans, bro. And if a casual fan is just gonna go on YouTube just to watch some highlights and then go on First Take or Inside the NBA or Fox or whatever, Undisputed, whatever, and they just see nothing but negativity, the casual is gonna think that so and so isn't that good. The casual is gonna think that so and so doesn't deserve the hype that they're getting. Most casuals, like, bro, we look at stats and we look at highlights and we're convinced. But then if we go out there and we go look at some clips of First Take of Kendrick Perkins or Stephen A. Smith, or if I'm saying we very generally and very broadly, but if we're just looking at like those types of guys that are on the faces of these big sports networks, just talking down on players, eventually we're just gonna be like, oh yeah, nah, so and so, nah, we can't prop him up. No, he's not that good, bro. But man, that's really it. That's all I gotta say, man. But we gotta do better. NBA needs more love, bro. Again. Spoiled players, definitely very spoiled. The NBA really needs more love because, bro, at the end of the day, bro, if the NBA isn't getting love, the players aren't receiving that love, eventually they're not gonna feel that motivated, bro. And I'm not saying that you gotta get love to be motivated to do all of that stuff, bro, but we gotta do better. We gotta give props when the props are deserving, bro. But anyways, with that being said, I'm out.